Good morning, and welcome to the show. Today, we are discussing a topic that many people feel strongly about. Should animals be used for entertainment in circuses? It's a question that brings up feelings of tradition, joy, and also serious ethical concerns. To help us understand the different sides of this issue, we have two excellent guests with us. First, we have Leo, a third-generation circus animal trainer whose family has been in the circus for decades. And joining us as well is Dr. Chloe, an animal welfare scientist who has spent her career studying the impact of captivity on wild animals. We will begin with opening statements from each of our guests, followed by a discussion and then closing thoughts. So is the circus a harmless tradition that honors animals, or is it fundamentally unfair to them? Leo, let's begin with you.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm happy to be here to talk about my life and my passion. My family has worked with circus animals for over 70 years. This isn't just a job for us. It's our entire life, our heritage. The animals I work with, our elephants, our tigers, our horses, they're not just animals. They're part of our family. I was born into this world, and I grew up alongside these incredible creatures. I've seen them being born. I've cared for them when they're sick, and I've spent every single day with them. People who criticize us talk about fear and punishment, but the bond between a trainer and an animal is built on trust and respect. It has to be. You cannot force a 5,000-kilogram elephant to do anything. You have to build a relationship based on positive reinforcement and mutual understanding. And we also provide something very important to the public. For many children, the circus is the only place they'll ever see a real elephant or a tiger up close. When they see these animals performing, they see how intelligent and magnificent they are. It helps people appreciate them more and creates a connection. I want to be very clear about their care. Our animals receive the best food, constant medical attention from specialized veterinarians, and a great deal of daily enrichment. Many of them were born in the circus and wouldn't be able to survive in the wild. We provide them with a safe and caring home. The circus is a beautiful tradition that honors the amazing abilities of these animals and the special bond we share with them.
Thank you, Leo, for that personal perspective. Dr. Chloe, I'd like to hear your opening statement now.
Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, Leo, for sharing your experience. I want to approach this from a different viewpoint, from the perspective of science and ethics. The fundamental ethical question is this: do animals have a right to live a life that is appropriate for their species, free from being used as objects for our entertainment? From my perspective, the answer is yes. Animals are living beings with their own needs and instincts, not performers for our amusement. Making them perform tricks that are unnatural, like a bear riding a bicycle or a tiger jumping through a ring of fire, is, in my opinion, simply wrong. No wild animal performs these behaviors naturally. These are taught through rigorous training methods that, at their core, rely on control and establishing dominance. Even if the methods used today are less physically harsh than in the past, the training still causes significant stress and fear. The animal learns it must perform the trick to avoid a negative consequence. Then there's the issue of their living conditions. Wild animals like tigers and elephants naturally roam over huge territories. In a traveling circus, they spend most of their lives in small, temporary enclosures or chained in stalls. They're on the road for many months of the year, which is an incredibly stressful and unnatural state for them. This is not a healthy or suitable environment for such large, intelligent, and socially complex animals. The science on this is very clear. Finally, I must disagree with the education argument. The circus does not teach the correct lesson about animals. It teaches that it's acceptable to dominate animals and use them for our entertainment. It presents a caricature of the animal, not its true nature. A truly valuable educational experience is seeing animals in a naturalistic habitat, like in a well-run sanctuary, where their welfare comes first.
Thank you, Dr. Chloe. You've both given us very clear and opposing views. Now let's move into our discussion. Dr. Chloe, I'd like to start with you. Leo talks about the circus as a family tradition and a way for people, especially children, to form a connection with animals. He mentions the joy it brings. Can't there be a positive side to this interaction? Many people leave the circus feeling happy and amazed.
I certainly understand that people, and especially children, enjoy the circus. The spectacle is designed to be entertaining and impressive. But the happiness of the audience does not make the situation right for the animal. We must separate our feelings of enjoyment from the ethical reality of the animal's life. An animal's well-being should always be more important than a few minutes of our entertainment. The foundation of that entertainment is the problem. The tricks are unnatural. A tiger has a natural fear of fire. Forcing it to jump through a flaming hoop goes against every instinct it has. An animal that performs a trick is not necessarily a happy animal. It is often a well-trained animal that knows it must comply.
I have to disagree strongly. You're a scientist in a lab, but I'm with these animals every single day. I know them. You see stress, but I see intense concentration and a desire to please. You call the tricks unnatural, but I call it learning and stimulation. Our animals are incredibly intelligent. They get bored easily. The training and performance give them a challenge and a focus. And yes, they do enjoy the applause, they feel the energy from the crowd. It's a form of positive feedback for them, just like it is for human performers. This is a partnership. They trust me to guide them through the performance, and I trust them to work with me. It's a beautiful thing to see, not a cruel one.
Leo, let me turn to you now. Dr. Chloe raises very serious points about the training and the living conditions. She argues that a traveling life in a cage is fundamentally bad for a wild animal. How can the public be sure that the animals are truly happy and not just forced to perform?
That's a fair question, and I understand the concern. We're not operating in the shadows. We're a professional and regulated business. We're inspected regularly by independent veterinarians and by government authorities responsible for animal welfare. We have to meet strict standards for housing, food, and health. We have nothing to hide. Our doors are open to these inspectors at any time. If you saw their daily routine, you'd understand. Their day is not just about the 10 minutes in the ring. It includes hours of care, grooming, feeding their favorite foods, and free time for play and exercise in large outdoor areas we set up at every location. And I'll say this again, a sad, depressed, or mistreated animal wouldn't be able to perform so well. Its spirit would be broken, and the audience would see it. Our animals perform with energy and enthusiasm.
If I may respond to that. Regulations are important, but they often represent the minimum standard of care, not the ideal one. A bigger cage is still a cage. A clean cage is still a cage. It does not replace a natural habitat. The fundamental issue is that a traveling circus, by its very nature, cannot provide what these animals truly need for psychological well-being: stability, space, and the freedom to express their natural behaviors. An elephant's natural behavior is to walk for many kilometers a day with its family. A tiger's is to hunt and patrol a large territory. No circus can provide this. So while the care from a trainer like Leo might be well-intentioned, the system itself is flawed and outdated.
We're nearing the end of our time. I'd like to ask you both for a brief closing statement. Leo, could you please begin?
Of course. I want to thank you again for this conversation. I believe the circus is a wonderful family tradition that should continue. Our animals are loved, they're cared for, and our connection with them is real and built on generations of trust. I ask the public, please don't end a tradition that has created so many happy memories for so many families. Don't let it be destroyed by arguments that don't show the whole picture. When you watch our performance, look at the animals and look at the trainers, see the connection we have, it's real and it's powerful. We're protectors of these animals. In a world where their natural homes are disappearing at a scary rate, we give them a safe home, a purpose, and a family.
Thank you, Leo. And Dr. Chloe, your final thoughts?
Thank you. I'd like to summarize my position simply. Using animals for entertainment is ethically wrong. The life of a circus animal is unnatural. It involves stressful training, constant travel, and confinement. that denies them their most basic instincts. As a modern, compassionate society, we should be moving forward. Our understanding of animals has grown so much. We know they're intelligent, emotional beings that feel and suffer. It's time for our actions to reflect that knowledge. It's time to choose compassion over a form of entertainment that is no longer acceptable. And we don't have to lose the circus. There are many wonderful and successful circuses that use only human performers. They're creative, artistic, and incredibly exciting. We can have all the magic and the thrill of the circus without causing any harm to animals. That is the future I hope we choose.
Thank you, Dr. Chloe. And thank you, Leo, for sharing your very different and deeply held views on this subject. You have certainly given us and our audience a great deal to consider. We hope this discussion has helped to illuminate the complexities of the issue. Thank you for joining us.